A plant-based diet has gained attention not only for its immediate health benefits, but for the deeper way it seems to influence the body's biological aging clock. What makes this dietary pattern so compelling is its rich supply of vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, fiber, and phytochemicals, compounds that interact directly with the epigenome, the regulatory system that determines how genes are expressed over a lifetime. Rather than altering DNA itself, plant-rich diets appear to guide DNA methylation patterns toward profiles linked with slower biological aging, more efficient cellular repair, and lower chronic inflammation. This creates a kind of internal environment where the body can age with more stability and fewer of the stress signals that chip away at vitality. One of the most striking findings from recent epigenetic studies is how strongly plant-based diets correlate with younger epigenetic age, a measurement based on DNA methylation markers rather than calendar years. People who consistently eat more fruits, vegetables, whole grains, legumes, nuts, and seeds often show methylation patterns that align with better metabolic regulation and lower inflammation. Many of these foods are packed with polyphenol, flavonoids, and carotenoids, which influence enzymes involved in methylation and histone modification. These compounds can help repress genes associated with inflammatory pathways while supporting the activation of genes involved in antioxidant defense, detoxification, and DNA repair. Over time, these subtle shifts add up to a slower drift toward the methylation patterns typically associated with aging. Plant-based diets also strongly influence the systemic inflammation that accelerates epigenetic aging. Chronic inflammation distorts methylation patterns and makes certain aging-related genes more active. The antioxidants and anti-inflammatory compounds in plant foods help calm these pathways, especially those governed by NF-kappa B and reactive oxygen species. By reducing this internal noise, plant-based eating supports more balanced gene expression, essentially helping cells maintain a younger, steadier operational rhythm. The reduction in oxidative damage also means fewer epigenetic disruptions caused by stress, pollution, or metabolic strain. Another important mechanism involves improved metabolic function. Plant-based diets are naturally high in fiber, which stabilizes blood sugar, supports healthy cholesterol levels, and nourishes the gut microbiome. A healthier microbiome produces short-chain fatty acids like butyrate, which play an impressive role in epigenetic regulation. Butyrate acts as a histone deacetylase inhibitor, supporting gene activity patterns associated with reduced inflammation and enhanced cellular protection. This link between plant-rich diets, gut health, and epigenetic stability is becoming an important area of research in longevity science. Long-term observational studies add weight to the molecular insights. Populations that consume predominantly plant-based diets, such as certain Mediterranean, Blue Zone, and Asian dietary traditions, consistently show slower rates of age-related decline, lower cardiovascular risk, and longer lifespans. Even when lifestyle factors are accounted for, diet remains one of the most powerful contributors to these outcomes. Researchers increasingly believe that the epigenetic effects of plant foods help explain why these populations age more gracefully. Their diet supplies a steady stream of protective compounds that reinforce healthier DNA methylation patterns and reduce the molecular scars left by stress and time. Intervention studies in humans provide further encouragement. Trials that increase fruit and vegetable intake often show improvements in biological age markers within weeks or months. These changes are accompanied by lower inflammation, better insulin sensitivity, and reduced oxidative stress, 3 pillars of epigenetic health. Even modest increases in plant foods can shift methylation patterns, demonstrating that people don't need to adopt a strictly vegan diet to experience measurable benefits. The key seems to be consistency and diversity. The more colorful and varied the plant foods, the richer the supply of compounds that support epigenetic stability. One of the most positive aspects of a plant-based pattern is how accessible and sustainable it can be. It aligns naturally with whole, minimally processed foods and encourages eating habits that feel energizing rather than restrictive. There are very few downsides when the diet is well balanced, and the benefits extend beyond aging to heart health, cognitive performance, immune function, and overall vitality. The lifestyle coherence, good food, steady metabolism, strong gut health, and calmer inflammation is what makes the epigenetic effects so powerful over decades. Altogether, a plant-based diet supports a biological environment where aging slows down at the molecular level. By shaping DNA methylation patterns, reducing oxidative and inflammatory stress, supporting gut-derived epigenetic regulators, and supplying a steady flow of protective phytochemicals, plant foods help preserve the youthful programming of cells. Over a lifetime, this translates into a more resilient body, a more stable aging trajectory, and a greater chance of experiencing longevity with clarity, strength, and vitality.